What's up, guys? Michaela Vernava here. I'm joined by UFC featherweight fighter Calvin Kattar. Calvin, you should have been fighting this weekend had UFC 249 not been canceled. What did you do when you found out the event was off?
I immediately called Ralphie's for takeout to get that cutlet I've been telling you guys about. And unfortunately, it was to go, and I didn't get to enjoy it after competing. So it was satisfying, but not like it should have been. So I ate over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Easter, enjoyed myself, and but stayed training, and assuming that we were told it should be like a 30-day, hopefully, layoff until they kind of get the shows kicked off. So we kind of had a head start on that. But so I enjoyed myself with the weekend, but I didn't go too hard, and I got back to work for a hopeful another date soon.
So after that little bit of enjoying yourself, what have you been doing in terms of the intensity of your training?
Honestly, I've just been training as if nothing happened. I just enjoyed myself. I got a cutlet, but that was it. I went right back to work. And I'm trying to, you definitely want to try to peak around the right time and things. But, I mean, I've been going hard for 14 weeks now, and I just don't want to let off the gas.
Your bout with Jeremy Stephens now being targeted for May 9th, UFC 250. What's it like to be so up in the air? And like you said, you got to enjoy a good meal over the weekend, but now you're back in training. What is that being in limbo, like having to stay ready so that you don't have to get ready if you do fight, but it being so uncertain?
Yeah, I'm trying to, this is a lifestyle for me. So whether there's a date or not, I always want to be training as if I got something in the near future coming up, and helps me right now keep my weight low and getting the most out of training. A lot of times guys will fall out of shape in times like this, and not only do they lose the time that they fell out of shape getting out of shape, but trying to come back, it's like you got to get in shape before you're kind of firing on all cylinders again and getting back to some good work. So for me, I'm just trying to stay moving so I don't have those reset periods, and I'm just in that constant learning state, in shape, ready to go 24/7.
You're a guy who, whenever we talk to you, you always seem very mentally strong and even-keeled. Who are the fighters that are going to be most impacted by all of this uncertainty and that might crumble under this?
It's a good question. I guess we'll have to see in time. I think all the people who are scheduled to compete, the ones that were rebooked, I believe, and don't get me wrong, it's not all on them to get rebooked or not. I was fortunate. I think that they're reaching out and discussing a hopeful date soon. But the ones that want to kind of get right back in there, the names that you're seeing fight first, these guys are hungry, for the most part. They're staying busy through the pandemic if they're ready for such a quick turnaround. So you probably look for the first list of guys, the first couple guys to get in is probably the most mentally strong to be able to withstand a lot of these things. But for me, I look at it as an opportunity to develop that mindset, and I'm working on it every day. And like I usually mention, it's just focusing on the next session, having a real short memory, and just put my best foot forward in the moment 24/7. And that's helped me get through this.
How about your opponent, Jeremy Stephens? How do you think he's handling this?
In my head, it's just a chance to get a leg up on him because I'm working harder. I'm digging deeper. And, at the end of the day, you can't get so caught up in hypotheticals like Rob Font. Seen him fight several times where the fight falls out literally the night of weigh-ins, or it could pull out the week of. And you can't really get too lost in how all that plays out. Maybe he shows up, maybe he doesn't, maybe it's a replacement, maybe the show doesn't even happen again. Who knows, So I just be as ready as possible for whatever circumstances, and know that when they come, I'll adapt and adjust accordingly.
Well, you just said maybe the show doesn't happen again, and that is exactly what everyone's dealing with. We really don't know what's going to happen moving forward. So realistically, how long can a fighter sustain this on and off from a mental and physical standpoint? If you're training again now for another month, and then it does get canceled, and then it's the cycle right over again.
I'm just going to keep digging deeper and deeper. And I'm going to feel bad for whoever I step in there with next. It's going to be a dangerous Calvin Kattar. I'm telling you, I'm training hard, and that's it. The more shit hits the fan, I dig deeper. And I'm interested to find out too. Sick part of me probably wants it to get shut down, push it again. Let's see who can go deeper, Jeremy. Let's see who can go deeper in this training camp and that black hole. I'm ready, man. It's a lifestyle for me, and I'm all in. I'm committed. I'm putting everything into this camp, every fight, and you're going to see the best Calvin Kattar whenever I step in there next.
Well, despite all the uncertainty, Dana White is still insisting he'll be the first major sports organization, or UFC will be the first major sports organization that will be back in action amid this coronavirus pandemic. What is the inside scoop on this Fight Island?
Tell me about it. I hear it's only for the international fights. Kind of sucks. But for us, I think we'll all be staying, somewhere in the U.S. But I'd love to get in on Fight Island. And that's another guy right now digging deeper, adapting, trying to overcome. And whether, as long as it's obviously you want to be socially responsible, do things in that manner. But if he's taking the necessary precautions, when is it time to try to, kick things in gear? And we'll have to see as we go. There's not really an answer for that yet. So that's why the date is possible. They're shooting for it. We'll see how it plays out. And whether it happens or not, I'll be ready to go the 9th, and I'll be ready to go after that if it gets pushed back. But, as far as the last one's concerned, it'd be nice to get a little something for the 14 weeks, keep the wheels in motion, grease the wheels a little en route. But whenever I step in there next, I'll perform at the best of my abilities.
All right, Calvin. Well, thanks for talking with us again. We'll definitely be keeping tabs, and we'll catch up with you as this whole thing develops.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.